commented on TikTok about the whole situation, and this is what she said. Every time they comment, I make dollars. And I mean, I don't think she's wrong. I don't think she's wrong. Like, that is probably the best way to respond. I mean that, like, the best way to respond is by just laughing about it. Laughing about it, like pretending that it doesn't bother you.
Marina Mabrey addressed the controversy surrounding her recent actions involving Caitlin Clark through what many consider an optimal approach. Professional athletes often face criticism, and the most effective strategy involves taking a constructive path rather than engaging in confrontational responses. Several WNBA players have demonstrated successful methods for handling public scrutiny. Sophie Cunningham has managed to leverage attention, whether positive or negative, to enhance her profile. Angel Reese's decision to trademark MELTDOWN exemplifies clever brand management. The key lies in transforming criticism into opportunity, converting negative attention into marketable content.
It's worth. So, if you guys don't remember the old Twitter likes. So, Twitter likes used to be a big thing. Because people would like things on Twitter. People would like things on Twitter, and, like, what would happen is people would look through likes and they would call people out for their likes. And Elon obviously stopped that. But now we have a new closest thing.
Mabrey's TikTok response encapsulated this philosophy perfectly. Her comment stating, "Every time they comment, I make dollars," reflects a practical understanding of modern sports marketing. This approach demonstrates maturity and business acumen, showing how controversy can generate financial benefits when handled appropriately. The reaction appears genuine rather than forced. Mabrey's reputation within WNBA circles supports this authenticity. DJ regularly refers to Mabrey as her evil twin, highlighting the player's established identity. Historical analysis reveals Mabrey's consistent playing style throughout her career, with various teams including the Sky, Wings, and Sun.
And I don't think this bothers Marina Mabrey. Like, if you guys don't know about Sophie Cunningham and Marina Mabrey, who these two people are, like, you need to just know the lore. Like, Marina Mabrey, this is how like, Dejanay calls Marina Mabrey her evil twin. I mean this. She calls her evil twin. That is who Marina Mabrey is. There are literally,
Basketball content creators have documented this pattern extensively. The Women Hooping channel, with approximately 75,000 subscribers and over 10,000 videos, frequently features confrontational moments. Their content primarily showcases altercations alongside Caitlin Clark highlights, with Mabrey and Cunningham appearing regularly in such compilations. Video titles like "Is Sophie Cunningham the next Marina Mabrey? Is she dirty, intense, or just irritating?" demonstrate public perception of these players' aggressive styles. Emily Angster represents another player known for similar intensity on court.
And it is the Sophie Cunningham reposts. The reposts. We saw some stuff from injuries. I don't even really know how TikTok works. So, in the reposts, Sophie Cunningham reposted a Rachel Demita TikTok.
Sophie Cunningham's jersey is going to sell out tonight. The people have been waiting for this. If the refs are not going to do their job, the players are going to have to be the enforcers themselves. This game was chippy from the beginning, and the refs did not do their job.
Mabrey's subsequent game performance against Phoenix Mercury reflected differently, however. She struggled significantly, shooting 2 of 11 for 8 total points. This contrasted sharply with her confident social media presence. Meanwhile, JC Sheldon started strongly but failed to score during the second half. Alyssa Thomas deserves recognition for exceptional recent performances. She's approaching double-digit assists averages and has recorded 4 consecutive double-doubles without rebounds. Remarkable for someone typically averaging 10 rebounds per game. Thomas could easily maintain a triple-double streak given her current form.
Are literally like videos titled, I need to see, you can't really find them anymore. Here it is. From Back to Sports. Is Sophie Cunningham the next Marina Mabrey? Is she dirty, intense, or just irritating? And that's what Emily Angster. Emily Angster is another player that I think may or may not beat the crap out of Sophie Cunningham. There are very few of them. But, like, Marina Mabrey is a crash out artist.
Phoenix Mercury continues showing depth despite inconsistent performances from key players. When Satu and Copper struggle, players like Lexi Hell contribute 14 points while Kitty Alexa adds 11. This balanced approach keeps the team competitive regardless of individual performances. The broader lesson involves survival strategies within professional sports, particularly given increased visibility through social media platforms. Athletes must develop resilience against criticism or face potential career difficulties. Sports personalities who play aggressively termed crash-out artists face constant scrutiny requiring mental fortitude.
Sheldon pokes Caitlin Clark in the eye, and then Caitlin gets chucked to the ground by Marina Mabrey. In the Indiana Fever, girls are just supposed to be like, yeah, no worries, no big deal. No one was ejected for that, but we're just gonna play cool. No, finally someone was like, no, I'm gonna stand on business. An intentional hard foul where she knew she wouldn't hurt JC Sheldon, but she sent a message. It didn't need to get to this point though. It's the referee's fault. Where did
I actually fully agree, Rachel Mita. the funniest thing,
Mabrey's career demonstrates consistent patterns across multiple franchises. Whether pointing at opponents during Sky tenure or initiating physical confrontations, she maintains her playing identity. This consistency extends to her current Sun roster position. The response strategy proves optimal for several reasons. Professional sports benefits from personalities generating strong reactions rather than neutral responses. Mabrey occupies a position where fans either strongly support or oppose her, depending on team allegiances. Fever supporters likely dislike her following the Clark incident, while Sun fans and Fever critics probably appreciate her intensity.
like there's literally this page, if you guys haven't seen, called Women Hooping. And 90% of what they do is just fights. There's 175,000 subscribers, 10,000 videos. 90% of what they do is just show fights. But like half of these clips, maybe not at the top, but like half of these are Sophie Cunningham or Marina Mabrey. But it's actually crazy that there's 175,000 and all they do.
This dynamic creates more value than neutrality. Players like Ariel Atkins, while skilled, generate minimal emotional investment from audiences. Controversy, when properly managed, translates into recognition and potential earnings. Hypothetically, Mabrey would integrate seamlessly into various team systems, including Indiana Fever. If Kelsey Mitchell departed during upcoming free agency periods, acquiring Mabrey at reduced maximum salary rates, perhaps $150,000 versus $300,000 maximum, would provide excellent value.
The funniest thing is the amount of people you see on social media that are like, I've seen actual takes from people that don't know the difference between a live ball and a dead ball turnover. I've seen people don't know the difference between a live and a dead ball turnover, calling out Rachel Demita for non-basketball takes. I'm like, dude, Rachel Demita was insanely good at basketball. And I don't think these people realize just how good Rachel Demita was at the sport of basketball. Like, where does she play? She was like legit.
Similar logic applies to other controversial players. Sophie Cunningham previously initiated confrontations with Fever players, nearly causing broader altercations. Despite such incidents, most teams would consider adding her skills. Even players with off-court concerns might warrant consideration based purely on basketball abilities. Championship teams historically include players willing to operate on competitive edges. Few title-winning rosters lack physically aggressive contributors who push boundaries during crucial moments.
Basically, you show fights. Show Caitlin Clark highlights and show fights. But yeah, it's one of those things. If you look at the women's hooping page, the two most common people for fighting are Marina Mabrey and Sophie Cunningham. And the two of them being on the same court, I mean, anything can happen. Anything can happen in that situation. But yeah, and obviously on
the fundamental question involves whether successful franchises can win without such personalities. Recent Liberty Championship success might suggest alternative approaches, though most championship teams incorporate players willing to engage in necessary physical confrontations when situations demand such responses. Sophie Cunningham has publicly acknowledged and seemingly welcomed her designation as the Indiana Fever's primary enforcer through her recent social media activity. This acceptance represents a significant development in professional women's basketball culture, where physical protection roles have become increasingly recognized and discussed among players, analysts, and fans alike.
obviously has been around the NBA, the big three, her entire, like, basically her entire adult life. She went to Old Dominion. Like, again, obviously, didn't do too much, but still, like, to go D1. If you go D1, you go D1. Like, it's not an easy thing to do. And anyone knows anything about basketball, I mean, trust me, regardless of what you've done in college,
Cunningham's embrace of this identity has generated substantial engagement across various social media platforms, particularly benefiting content creators who cover women's basketball extensively. The phenomenon demonstrates how controversial athletic moments can drive viewership, subscriber growth, and overall engagement metrics within sports media ecosystems. Digital analytics show dramatic increases in basketball-related content consumption following such incidents.
on the court, she did respond in a different way. She responded by absolutely having an all-time stinker against the Phoenix Mercury. And by the way, Alyssa Thomas might average a double-double with assists. Like, Alyssa Thomas, by the way, 4 games in a row, she has had a double-double without rebounds. Like, this is this person who's averaged 10 rebounds a game in a season. If she, like, 4 games in a row, she's had double-digit assists. Like, she very easily could have had 3, 4, be on a 3.
The situation recalls previous social media controversies, particularly the era when Twitter likes provided insight into players' perspectives on various topics, before platform modifications eliminated public visibility of user interactions. Examining liked content often revealed athletes' true opinions on controversial subjects. Currently, TikTok reposts serve a similar function, offering glimpses into players' actual viewpoints through their sharing behavior. Cunningham's strategic use of reposts has become particularly noteworthy. Her decision to amplify Rachel Data's commentary represents calculated brand management, where athletes leverage controversy to strengthen their public personas. Data's TikTok analysis provided comprehensive coverage of the incidents that prompted Cunningham's enforcer response.
If you're going D1, you're going D1. And she was an All-American nominee. Like, people saying she doesn't know anything about basketball. Like, she's been around basketball her entire adult life and was a literal All-American nominee.
Where did they find these referees? Behind the cash register at Sephora? They took nearly 20 minutes to review that play where Caitlin Clark got poked in the eye. And they came back and gave out 3 techs and 1 flagrant to JC Sheldon. If you guys don't remember, in the last game that the Fever played,
According to Data's assessment, referee inadequacy necessitated player intervention during the Connecticut Sun versus Indiana Fever matchup. The officiating crew failed to address escalating physicality, allowing multiple incidents to occur without appropriate consequences. JC Sheldon's contact with Caitlin Clark's eye area, followed by Marina Mabrey's aggressive play against Clark, created situations requiring defensive responses from Fever teammates.
For a triple-double streak. Like, Alyssa Thomas has been unbelievable this season, and I really enjoyed Phoenix Mercury. Like, even when Satu's playing bad, Copper's playing bad, all of a sudden Lexi Hell comes out with 14, Kitty Alexa comes out with 11, Akoa McCanny, who's been very good. And I kind of regret it. I have a Mercury jersey coming in. I got Akoa McCanny on the back of my jersey instead of Laxa. Do kind of wish it was Laxa, but still. Marina Mabrey stunk it up with a 2.
Data argued that Cunningham's subsequent actions represented justified retaliation rather than unprovoked aggression. The intentional hard foul against Sheldon served multiple purposes, protecting Clark, sending warnings to opponents, and establishing physical boundaries. Cunningham reportedly executed the foul carefully, ensuring message delivery without causing serious injury to her target. The referee criticism extends beyond this single game, reflecting broader concerns about officiating quality throughout professional women's basketball. Extended replay reviews lasting nearly 20 minutes for relatively straightforward plays suggest systematic issues within the officiating structure. The crew ultimately assessed 3 technical fouls and 1 flagrant foul to Sheldon, though many observers questioned whether these penalties adequately addressed the situation's severity.
played the Sun, JC Sheldon took out Sydney Colson's leg and was part of the reason that Sophie re-injured her ankle. So do I promote violence? No. But did somebody need to stand on business in this situation? Yes. All I know is there is about to be a lot more Sophie Cunningham fans after tonight.
Sophie Cunningham reposting a post calling out the referees and calling her an enforcer. Like, that is just a crazy one. That is a crazy one because
Historical context adds complexity to the Cunningham-Sheldon dynamic. During their previous encounter, Sheldon's actions contributed to Sydney Colson's injury and Sophie Cunningham's ankle re-injury. This background transformed the recent incident from isolated confrontation into ongoing rivalry requiring protective measures from Fever personnel. Dieta's basketball credentials lend authority to her analysis, despite criticism from uninformed observers who question her expertise. Her collegiate career at Old Dominion, combined with All-American nomination recognition, establishes legitimate basketball knowledge. Additionally, her extensive involvement with NBA and Big Three basketball operations throughout her adult career provides professional insight that casual fans often lack.
2 of 11 shooting performance and 8 points. And in fairness, JC Sheldon was actually pretty good in the first half. She had a 0-point second half, but still. Like, I mean this when I say this, like, this is the best attitude you can have to all of this that Marina Mabrey had. This is the best attitude you can have. Because if you guys don't have that attitude, you're never going to survive. You're never going to survive in sport, in the world of sport, especially when your sport is relevant now.
The fundamental basketball knowledge gap among social media critics becomes apparent when individuals who cannot distinguish between live ball and dead ball turnovers attempt to discredit credentialed analysts. Division I athletics require exceptional skill levels that most recreational players never approach, making criticism from unqualified sources particularly inappropriate.
Normally, people will not say the quiet part out loud. Because we all know exactly what Sophie Cunningham did. Everyone knows what Sophie Cunningham did. Like, this is how relevant Sophie Cunningham... This is what I mean by how relevant this is. You have got Ariel Helwani talking about it. As in MMA journalist Ariel Helwani talking about the clinch that Sophie Cunningham got JC Sheldon in. And I love how she had, what's her name, off with one hand.
Cunningham's social media strategy extends beyond simple reposting into comprehensive brand development. Her willingness to amplify both supportive content and criticism demonstrates sophisticated understanding of polarization benefits within entertainment industries. Athletes who generate strong emotional responses, whether positive or negative, typically achieve greater financial success than those who maintain neutral public images.